Hello everybody, it is me, Jordan Young, back with another banger. Every Saturday I do a little bit of a sneaker news recap where we look back at some of the week's biggest sneaker releases, have a look at some of the week's biggest trending sneaker stories, and generally have a gay old time. Now if you guys want to keep up with me in real time, make sure you guys are following me over on IG. And if you enjoy my short form content, be sure to go and drop me a follow on TikTok as well. Let's start things off by talking about some of this week's biggest sneaker releases. And there were a whole bunch. Starting off, we had the Haisa Leal SB Dunk Lows. If you guys wanted to check out my own review that I dropped on these, be sure to click the video above. We also had the Air Jordan 9 Powder Blues, which I'll be bringing you guys my own personal review on tomorrow. Wednesday, we had probably the hypest release of the weekend, one of the hypest releases so far this year, at least in terms of resale value, the Trophy Room Jordan 1 Lows. On the same day, we had the Nike Dunk Low Plum release. Also had the Supreme Muppets collab, as well as the hotly anticipated release of the Tyler the Creator collection alongside Louis Vuitton. We also had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Superstars, which I think are awesome, the Air Max 1 Big Bubble 86 in the royal blue colorway, and today we had the Asics and Hidden New York collab. Did you guys come up on anything this week? Feel free to let me know down below. Right, so let's get into some sneaker news, and I want to start off with the Nike Air Force 1 Low. There are a few things to talk about. In an earnings call this week, Matt Friend, who is the Nike EVP and Chief Financial Officer, stated the following: "We are in the midst of shifting product portfolio toward newness and innovation. We are pulling back supply of classics such as the Air Force 1. And so what this means for us is that we are going to see a little bit less of this product on shelves and in websites moving forward. And so if you want to get your hands on an all white or an all black pair of Air Force 1s moving forward, you're probably just gonna have to wait around for a collab." And speaking of collabs, this week at Complex Con Hong Kong, we saw the release of an all white and an all black Air Force 1 Low in collaboration with Fragment Design. Now these are just the latest plain Jane Air Force 1 collabs we've seen from notable collaborators in recent times. Others that spring to mind off the top include the ALYX collab, as well as the Drake Loverboys, as well as the Travis Scott Utopias. And it's with a cruel sense of irony that we address the latest Air Force 1 Low rumors with respect to the Nike Off-White collab. You see, according to the rumor mill, we could be seeing an imminent restock of the green colorway as well as the yellow or lemonade colorway of the Air Force 1 Low Off-Whites. Both of these pairs are incredibly sought after, go for crazy money on the resale market. And I think it's pretty safe to say that these rumors should be treated with a little bit of skepticism and a hefty amount of seasoning. After all, these rumors have emanated from the account of masterchefian, who is of course in cahoots with Privateselection. And there seems to be a little bit of ambiguity here about the release, because according to the Privateselection account, the lows are being produced again, which seems to talk to the idea of these being produced in the factory again. Whereas other commentators have been saying that, at least in the case of the green pair, these never fully released. And so there may well be some stock lingering in some warehouses that needs to be sent out to the public. Either way, it's a little bit ironic that in the same week that Nike have said they are going to slow down on the production of the Air Force 1, here they are seemingly upscaling their production of one of the most limited sneakers in recent times. And so I don't really understand what's going on there. Maybe some of you guys out there are better informed and can let us all know down below in the comments. It looks like retail shops are going to be getting Yeezys again. Shoe Palace this week announced the return of Yeezy stock to their stores. And this has come off the back of, it must be said, a pretty unenthusiastic week, at least from the consumer standpoint, to the recent Yeezy restock. Because after all, pretty much all of the models that have dropped in the recent restock have been sitting and are still sitting on the confirmed app as we speak. And so with these Yeezys about to hit retailers, I think it's pretty safe to say that we should expect to see a lot of this Yeezy stock go on sale in the upcoming months, which I for one think is a great thing. We are not going to be getting a reimagined Black Cement 3 this year. We're going to be getting a remastered version instead. This release is set for November the 23rd, and according to the sneaker rumor mill, there are set to be in excess of 300,000 pairs for this release. Now you might be wondering, what is the difference between a reimagined and a remastered? remastered. Well, a reimagined is kind of a fresh take on the OG. Similar to what we've seen with the Bred 4s and the Lost and Founds, we were maybe expecting either a switch up in materials with a nubuck or a suede on the upper, but instead we're getting a remaster, which is essentially just a reissue of the OG silhouette from 1988, with this updated iteration being a lot more commensurate with the original in terms of the shape. I for one think it's pretty cool, although to be fair, I kind of haven't put enough Ks on my BC3s from 2018, but who am I kidding? This is a must cop for me. What do you guys think? A little bit of news on the Air Jordan 4 Military Blue. Apparently the stock numbers for this are going to be reasonably high, 350k pairs. Full family sizing, of course, as well. And it's also been put out there that these might be releasing early in terms of like a shock drop or some kind of sneakers app interaction type thing as early as next month. The other interesting story that has crept out of this sneaker this week, at least online, has been the fierce debate around the naming of this sneaker, industrial blue versus the military blue. Why, oh why didn't they just go with the military blue naming? It's just classic Nike behavior at this point. What do you guys think of this? Right, let's get into some new sneakers, some exciting picks, some on-foot looks, all that good stuff. I want to start off with this pair here, the Air Jordan 4 Nets that are set to release this holiday season. The early mock-ups of these had these looking like some kind of shoe that Spider-Man had jizzed all over. I must say these latest renderings or mock-ups look a lot more palatable. Although according to the colorway, these look exactly like the recent women's sail joints that just dropped. It is a kind of cool design, I suppose, where the mesh has essentially just branched out to encompass the entire upper of the shoe, including the collar and the tongue. At least in this colorway, it kind of works. I wonder how these are gonna play out when we finally see some real images. 210 bucks, I don't know. I'm not that sold on the idea. I feel like it kind of cheapens or kind of sullies the legacy of the 4 a little bit. You guys know how they mistreated the 1 over so many years of just adding little bits and pieces to the shoe. It's a little bit of a shame to see the 4 maybe going the same way, but hey, it is anniversary year for the 4, so I guess Jordan Brand and Nike can do what they want. We've had our first look at the Nike Kobe 8 Protro Wolf Grey. These are set to come out sometime in the fall of 2024. $190 is the retail, and they've come courtesy of XC Sneaker, who, as we know, is still operating with the same digital camera that he bought back in 2003. Now, this is obviously a huge year for Kobe's. In fact, on April the 13th, we have a trio of Kobe colorways dropping in the form of the Kobe 6 Italian Camo, as well as the Kobe 8 Venice Beach, as well as the Kobe 4 Phillies, which is crazy to think we're gonna see 3 big-time Kobe releases go down on the very same day. Aimé Leon Dore are going to be working once again with New Balance on the 1000, which are releasing sometime this year. No firm date on these, and these obviously come off the back of the recent news that we're going to be getting a New Balance 1000 Joe Freshgoods collab. And this particular shoe here, at least in terms of the colorway look, kind of cool. You have a very creamy upper and then this gray mid paneling around the toe box, and then an all pink bottom, giving off this semi-Neapolitan vibe. At least according to these pictures, these look cool, and I'm wondering if you guys agree with me when I say this could be the next big time model for New Balance, given the amount of collaborative attention it has already been getting. We've had some first looks at a really nice Air Jordan 1 High OG. These are called the First in Flights, and these are set to come out in July this year, and I really like these. I think these look a lot like one of those UNC PEs. Kind of have the predominantly UNC color blocking on the upper, mixed with a little bit of storm blue action. The only thing that kills these for me is this yellow or orangey type Wings logo on the side. Why, oh why, could they not have just gone with a white Wings logo? I don't know. Maybe they couldn't have these be as nice as the PEs, and so they had to do something to ruin them, but that has certainly, at least in my opinion, done the job. But I really like these. I think these are nice. What do you guys think? We've got another Nike SB collaboration to look forward to this year, this time with their skateboards. No release date information on this pair at this point. The sneaker features a sleek black foundation, shaggy suede overlays, their skateboards signature prints, and look, pretty cool. It's kind of difficult to go off these images because they're not the clearest. They don't show the shoes in a particularly flattering light. Can't say I'm like bowled over by them, like, wow, these look really cool, I'm gonna need these, but maybe as better images come to light, my opinion on these will change. What do you guys think of these? We've had some official images of one of the coolest sneakers that I'm looking forward to this year anyway, at least in terms of the new breed of Jordan Fusions. These are the Spizike Low Lightnings. No release date yet. The price point is $170, and I just think these really work. I'm a big fan of the Spizikes that came out back around the 06, 07, 08 era. I do think these make a really nice transition from mid-top to low-top. This colorway looks absolutely spectacular. And I think if there was one pair of Spizike Lows that I'd be keen to get my hands on this year, it's gonna be these. What about you guys? What do you think? More Nike Foamposites. We're gonna be getting the metallic coppers in October this year. $230 is the price, and this release obviously comes off the back of the recently released eggplants. And I think we can believe this one, unlike the rumor that had been circulating in recent times around the release of the Galaxies, which apparently are not going to be getting a retro this year, which I for one am pretty upset about. We've had some detailed looks at the Kobe 4 Girl Dad, aka the bicoastals. These are set to come out right at the end of May. They're going to be priced at $190. They feature this really nice green colorway with pretty nice looking suede materials, iced out outsole, nice contrast with the black swoosh and the black laces. These are, I think, going to be incredibly tough to get, so let's just move on swiftly. Got some images of the Air Jordan 4 White Thunder, which are set to come out towards the back end of August. $215. And they look pretty nice, pretty cool, pretty clean. It's a little bit of a sad situation though when a black Jordan 4, predominantly black Jordan 4, is being looked forward to just so people can customize them to look like black cats. But that seems to be the case with this shoe here, at least from what I've seen in the comment sections of posts of these online. We've had our first look at the KD4 Nerf, and these are looking pretty cool. If you guys were around for the Nike basketball era, you'll know that the KD4 Nerf was at one point a really, really expensive sneaker, a holy grail in fact, to a lot of collectors, and the retro of these is going to have a lot of people excited, especially seeing as we saw recently the release of the Galaxy, and we also have the Weatherman KD4s to look forward to as well. Now, out of context, without the Nerf, it's not the type of blocking I think that will appeal to a lot of people, but I think for big time collectors out there, this is going to be a must cop. What do you guys think? New slides alert, U Beauty, in an absolute ocean of slides. We have some new ones to look forward to. These ones from Takashi Murakami, which feature his signature sunshine logo manifest in the front of the slide here. Whole heap of different colorways. These bright green ones are pretty cool. These black and pink ones are pretty cool. Not too fussed about these myself, but I can see these being really, really popular. Right, we've got some Travis Scott news alert. We've seen some on-foot shots this week of the Elkins or the Canary Yellow Lows, and I know these have been getting a lot of hate, and I can understand why, because they kind of deviate from the type of color blocking that we've associated with Travis, with the mocha browns and the olives and the white and the neutral tones. And so this sort of out the gate bright yellow colorway has kind of rubbed people up the wrong way. But I personally think these are pretty cool. I'm going to be going for them. I think it is a really exciting summertime colorway. And I can only hope that the majority of you out there that have been hating on these will keep that energy come release day. But we all know that you won't. We all know that you're going to go for them anyway. We've had some really good in-hand looks, as well as a video of the upcoming Travis 1 Low Medium Olive Alternates. Really good looking colorway, this one, an alternate from the olives we saw last year, and kind of similar looking to the Travis 1 Golfs that we also saw last year. And the addition of this to the Travis 1 Low lineup this year will make this the most busy year for the Travis 1 Low. And this coming off the back of the rumors last year that the Travis 1 Low were to be no more. Even more reasons to get your salt shakers out whenever you dive into the sneaker rumor mill. I really like these. I think these could be one of the hottest sneakers of the entire year, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know. And finally, we have a release date for the Jumpman Jack University Reds. These are set to come out on May the 1st. But listen, when it comes to any release info pertaining to these Jumpman Jacks, I think we should just wait until the day before the release until we actually pin our hopes on the release coming through. Feels like this sneaker has taken an age to come to the market. Can't say I'm overly bowled over by them given the reviews that I've seen on them so far. I'm a much bigger fan of the Sharkadon Travis Scotts rather than these Jumpman Jacks. Right, so let's finish off today's episode by talking about some of the biggest sneakers that you guys might want to keep an eye out for this week. It is, of course, Nike Air Max Day, the 26th of March, and we have a few pretty cool Air Maxes to look forward to, including the big rollout of a number of colorways of the Air Max DN, which, if you don't already know, means these nuts. I've made my feelings on this shoe pretty clear. I think it's okay, like they're nice enough, but not really the new technology or the new Air Max that I think is going to make really significant waves in the sneaker community. We also have the Air Max Day Air Max 186, similar to the pair that bricked just yesterday, but featuring this neon green midsole. On the 27th of March, you have the Jound and Adidas Samba collaboration. There are 2 colorways set to come out at the moment. If you go on to the confirmed app, you can only enter into the raffle for the off-white colorway. I'm not sure if the black colorway is maybe going to release on the Jound website. There is another colorway in the pipelines as well, a flax or a wheat colorway that I think is going to come out at a later date. But for the moment, if you want to get in the draw for these on the confirmed app, your best bet is to jump in now. And apart from that, it is a pretty dry week in my opinion. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Do me a favor and like the video before you bounce. Go ahead and drop me a follow over on IG and TikTok. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my review of the Air Jordan 9 Powder Blues. Thanks once again, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.